right, here we are, episode 20, sorry, not 20, episode number 44. Kind of amazing, like more than a whole week's worth of work week of Merriwether's World, for those of you who want to binge watch. All right, we already got people here. Hey, Kevin, you're always the first. Good to see you, brother. All right, let's wait a few more. But while I'm waiting, I'll just remind people, and by people, I mean Kevin there, that I am Dr. Mark Merriwether Vorderbruggen, author of Idiot's Guide Foraging, creator or part creator, Nicole Apleon, Dr. Nicole Apleon from Alone, was the other creator of the Wazoo Survival Bandana. And of course, the creator of Foraging Texas. All right, cool. We got Kenneth, we got Jackie, we got Kathleen, we got Deborah, we got Mark. We got a bunch of people here. I think this latest format and my topics have been really appealing to people. No fruit pun intended there. So yeah, let's start off with the usual housekeeping sort of stuff. So first thing I want to do is how you can help keep me on the air. And whoops, it helps if I copy and paste the right thing. So hold on one second. Hey, Sam. Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark. Wasco there. Pretty amazing news that Ramstein is coming back. So, all right. So follow the links there I just posted, and that will help support me. So like a link, I just to remind people, the Idiot's Guide Foraging, the way the Idiot series works is they find an idiot to write a book for them. I don't get any royalties from this. It was a one-time check sort of thing. The only way I get money is if you go to Amazon through the very specific links, that I give you. And in that case, I get 6% sales commission on it. And this 6% comes from Amazon. It is not tacked on to your sales price. So you are taking money from Amazon and helping support Foraging Texas. How awesome is that? Okay, hey, Wade. Hey, Tina. Hey, Henry. Okay, other things, upcoming classes. I've got a bunch of stuff now that the warm weather is back. Yeah, it was like 78 degrees today. But a lot of stuff coming up, including several free classes. So let me just post this link. You can see details and registration links to the classes I'm about to talk about at the link I've just posted. But let's go through them starting on the February 15th. So coming up pretty quickly, I will be back at San Felipe del Austin Historic Site, just west of Houston, and I will be doing a plant walkabout there. And then the following weekend, February 23rd, I will be doing 2 plant walks out at Vista Brewing in Driftwood, Texas, just southwest of Austin. So it's really convenient for the Austin people and pretty convenient for San Antonio people, assuming the San Antonio people are on the west side. March 7th, I'll be doing 3 free 1-hour plant walks as part of the Jesse H. Jones Park and Nature Center Nature Fest. Jesse H. Jones Park is just off 1960 over by Bush Intercontinental Airport. Nature Fest is a big celebration, all sorts of presentations and tours and activities and giveaways and so forth and so on, and 3 classes by me. You do have to sign up for the classes at the site. So when you get to the Nature Fest, there will be a table where you can sign up to take part in different events and so forth, and just look for the foraging walkabouts and sign up. Because we if we don't limit the classes, we end up with like 75 people for a class, and then it becomes really hard for everyone to see the plants. So to make it easier for the people in the class, we're limiting it to like 20 people. But we're doing it 3 times, so that's 60 people. So that's good. So hopefully, just get there, look for the registration table, sign up, and we'll go look at the plants. What else? Okay, then on March 8th, the next day, I will be out at the Houston Arboretum. March 21st, I will be up north of Houston in Montgomery at Deer Lake Spa and Lodge. This is an amazing secret resort for Hollywood stars in Texas. So I've been teaching there for a number of years, and you can get on and you can see all the great plants they have there. Like I said, it's just north of Houston, and that is on March 21st. On March 29th, I will be back at Vista Brewing, so teaching and drinking. April 4th, I will be in San Antonio finally. I'll be at the Cibola Nature Center in San Antonio, and I'll be doing at least one plant walk, maybe two. We're still seeing on that. So there's a link there to sign up, or it's actually, they're still working on the details. So the link to sign up there will be soon. April 19th, I will be at the Houston Arboretum again. April 25th, I will be back at Vista Brewing, but instead of doing the plant walkabout, we'll be doing one of the medicine making workshops. So you'll do a hands-on workshop where we'll make a number of different salve and an ointment, a salve and a tincture and a oxymel and one other thing, and I'm not sure. It kind of depends on what plants are available at the time. But it'll be 4 different techniques, and from that you'll be able to apply those techniques to a bunch of different plants. Okay, and then on May 9th, I will be back at Cato Mounds Historic Site. If you've been following me for a long time, you know that over a year ago, Cato Mounds Historic Site was hit by a tornado and just destroyed. One person lost her life. A number of people were gravely injured. The facility archaeologist ended up paralyzed from the neck down. Terrible, terrible thing. But they finally have a temporary building up, and they want the foraging classes to continue. So it'd be great for them. It'd be great for you. Oh yeah, so there will be 2 at the Cato Mounds, and sometime I need to check the date, but I think it's in March. I'm doing a free, or actually 2 free plant walkabouts at the Washington on the Brazos State Park. So I will get links for that. We just finished getting that set up, so I haven't even added it to the upcoming classes link. Okay, so quick check. Hey, Christian, good to see you, bud. Vienna, always a pleasure. Paul, my brother Paul, is here telling me that in Minnesota, where he lives, it was negative 14 below. Negative 14 below. That is without a wind chill. That is why it is foraging Texas, not foraging Minnesota. Oh yeah, Uncommon Bees, don't forget, if you, let me put this up here. Uncommon Bees, they still support the Forking Weeds coupon code. So always a good thing. You can get all your bee-related honey infused, all sorts. They just have an amazing, amazing amount of different stuff. So check them out and get it for cheaper than the people who don't know about foraging. All right. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Tina. Hey, Carrie. What else we got? Man, Carrie. All right. Yes, Elizabeth, I will be finally back in San Antonio. Pretty exciting. The Cibola thing looks like a really awesome place. Okay, pardon me a second. I need to rehydrate. Actually, okay, you probably get this. This it's not water. It's a mixture of pickle juice, tonic water, and chartreuse. Chartreuse being a 110 proof alcohol infused with over 130 herbs, first created back in the 1600s by a number of monks up in the Alpine part of France. I use it as an exercise recovery sort of drink because it has the electrolytes, it has the quinine because I'm prone to real bad leg cramps after working out, and the quinine helps with that. And then the 130 secret herbs, I figure there's got to be something in there that will help. So, yeah, that's my after workout drink. Because I've been working out, I finally, now that I'm not spending 3 hours a day driving to Pearland and back, well, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I am now the healer at the Medicine Man Plant Company. Don't bother Googling it because it's so new that we don't even have a website up yet. But I started working on it today, but it's not live yet. But coming soon, you'll be able to see what's going on. But part of the thing with that is I want to get back into ripped high school warrior shape. I'm happy to say I've already managed to lose 10 pounds working out, but it definitely led to tonight's plan of sharing with you assorted foods and herbs that have been scientifically shown to improve strength, speed, and endurance. So for those of you from Zombie Squad tuning in for the first time, this is just the sort of thing you get here. This will help you in the zombie apocalypse. Okay, quick check-in. Yes, chartreuse. Just for people who are wondering, so this is chartreuse with the holy hand grenade there. Good stuff. And it's green. I didn't sound Scottish at all when I said that. Okay, so let's get into this. I think I covered all the housekeeping and I'm not seeing any questions, so let's pump you up. Yeah, okay. I can't really do Austrian accents either. So, plants scientifically proven to improve strength, speed, and endurance, or strength, speed, and stamina. A lot of this, the things that improve the strength and speed and stamina, they work either by helping the body access the sugars, the glycogens, that it needs for energy, like intense energy bursts, or they help flush out the waste products that occur as you are working out, as your muscles are being used and starting to get fatigued. So these particular herbs, they will either improve your ability to harness the fuel you have or get rid of the waste products so your muscles aren't fatigued and sore and painful. And think of the waste products like if you're trying to eat M&Ms. Yeah, let's go. You're trying to eat M&Ms, but for each M&M you eat, you end up producing 2 little pebbles that you got to put back in the bowl. And so eventually you got to dig through the bowl, through all the pebbles to find the M&Ms. So the M&Ms are the power, the pebbles are the waste products. If you can get those waste products, if you can get those pebbles out of the way more quickly, it's a lot easier for your cells and the biochemistry mechanisms in your cells to find those sugars again. So very, very useful. So let's start with a favorite. Let's see. Kevin Rusk, Zombie Squad. How are you not a member of Zombie Squad, dude? Just for those of you who don't know, we joke, Zombie Squad is the militant wing of the Salvation Army. They inspire people to be prepared for disasters using the humorous idea of preparing for a zombie apocalypse, because if you're ready for a zombie apocalypse, you're pretty much ready for anything. So yeah, check him out. All right. 12-ounce curls. Yeah. So I'm doing 14-ounce curls. Yeah, okay, side note, just an important thing with chartreuse, 3 shots a day. 3 shots at any one time in a 24-hour period. If you do more than 3 shots at any one time, so a number of those herbs really turn off the brain, but they keep the body going with all sorts of energy and bad ideas. So yeah, keep that in mind. So limited quantities of chartreuse. Okay, so yeah, drinking and exercise, a great combination. Speaking of which, hydrate. Okay. So, starting again, plants to help you with strength, speed, and endurance. And the simplest is an apple. So, let's talk about food for a second. And if you've been following along, the really strong chartreuse, the previews for tonight's show, one of the things I mentioned is that there's been a drastic loss in the physical strength of the first world people in particular the grip strength, the ability to just hold something tightly. There is a correlation between a person's grip strength and the how long they live. Now, keep in mind, if you just work on your grip, that's not going to make you live longer. But the working theory is if you have a really strong grip, you're probably doing all sorts of heavy lifting and working and stretching and working those muscles. That plays a big role. The fact that we're not doing that sort of stuff plays a big role in the reduced strength and stamina of people nowadays. That being said, there's also a contingent that believes that as we've moved away from the foods we evolved on, the foods that we worked with and that supplied us with certain nutrients that empowered us and gave us power, we're not getting those nutrients. And so that is also playing a role in our decreased strength and stamina. So going back to the apple, here's the thing about apples. Turn it that way. So apples are really artificial fruit. The apples that we have today are the result of hundreds of generations of selective breeding, usually to increase the sugar content. And in doing so, some of the other properties and some of the other compounds have become less concentrated. So in the case of apples, and I need to make sure I pronounce this right, the compound is your ursoleic acid. And what ursoleic acid does, it actually improves the strength and endurance, and in particular the grip strength, by quickening. I'm going to read this here, because I got lots of chemistry here, and I want to make sure I get everything right. So improves the strength and quickening of muscle by removal of lactate and the other things, the fatigue or the waste chemicals. So here's the link, and it includes a link to the scientific article. Now you see it says apple pomace. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. What apple pomace is when you take the apple and squeeze all the juice out of it, what's left behind, the solids left behind, are where the ursoleic acid is concentrated. So what's going on really is, remember, the apple has been bred to increase the sugar content. And yeah, sugar is needed for energy, but we usually get enough sugars and calories, as it is. So really, if you can squeeze out the juice and drink it later, or use it for your health or ferment it, the leftover squished apple parts is the best thing to get the ursoleic acid, like I said, which then helps speed up the removal of waste products in your muscles. Most people don't have an apple press. I don't have an apple press. It's an apple a day, keeps the muscles pumping, sort of thing. So, I mean, ideally squeeze out the juice, but you're not going to be able to do that. So just kind of find other places where you can reduce your sugar intake so that the sugars from the apple just aren't adding to the overall calorie imbalance that leads to most of us getting a little on the stocky side. So apples. Apples help remove the fatigue from your muscles. Okay, let's see if anyone has a question here. Whoops. Did I actually? Oh, it looks like not. No questions. Okay, so an apple a day. Side note, eat it about an hour before working out. That gives time for the compounds to leave your stomach, get spread through your body, and get to your cells. Okay, the next one. Let me just get this here. Is burdock root. Now, if you live north of Dallas, you probably have a ready access to burdock root because that's really where it starts growing, basically from north of Dallas all the way up into Canada. When I'm home in Minnesota, I usually dig up burdock root to bring with me. These I cheated and purchased from the Asian market. So at the different Asian markets in the area, if you don't have access to an Asian market, you can get different burdock style tea, or teas, to saying that teas, drink, from Amazon or other stores, online sort of health foods. Check out your local health food store. They might have burdock tablets or things like that. I recommend the true burdock root, the whole burdock root, over a tea or a tincture or a tisane. What I do is I'll just peel the end, cut off the yesterday's part, peel it, get a chunk about an inch long, and shave it up some. Like use the apple peeler. Peel, 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 peel. Take the peel off, dispose of peel, and then just keep peeling like you're making like hash browns, and then eat those. They're not bad. Maybe an acquired taste, but not bad. The reason you want to eat the root is because there's all sorts of compounds and chemicals in here that won't necessarily be in the tea. Different water or non-water soluble or fat soluble type stuff. So by actually eating the burdock root, you're guaranteed you are getting, or at least taking the entire root in. So all the compounds have made it into your body. What happens then depends on your stomach and so forth. But, while you're eating the apple, take a bite of burdock, take a bite of apple, take a bite of burdock. The flavor of burdock is very burdockish. That's the best way I can describe it. I really don't know how else to, kind of a root sort of thing, Asian thing. This is actually, the burdock is a species that came over from Asia and just decided it really liked North America and really made itself at home. So if you're north of Dallas or other parts of the country, kind of above the Mason-Dixon line, it's very likely that you can find burdock just growing in shady, moist areas. Like I said, peel the skin, keep shaving it, take a chunk about that much and eat it with the apple. Again, about an hour before working out. And what it does is it improves the body's ability to access the glycogen or the sugars. So it speeds up that turning the sugar into energy sort of thing. Always good. And it also improves the waste disposal processes of your muscle cells. So it's a twofer. Good stuff. Okay. And any questions on that? Good question. What about applesauce? Okay, so applesauce is good unless you add a lot of sugar to it. But yeah, applesauce would be a fairly effective way. I don't know how many people make applesauce with the skin, though. There's a number of flavonoids and phytochemicals and phenolic acids in the skins of the apple that also play a role. So ideally, you want the entire apple. But if you make the applesauce with the skin, I don't even know if you can make applesauce with the skin. Give it a try, see what happens. But yeah, the applesauce is a pretty good way as long as you're not adding extra sugars. Deanna, burdock smoothie might be worth trying. You're probably still going to have to shave it first because the root, it's about as tough as a carrot. So I guess it depends on your smoothie machine. If a smoothie machine could do a carrot, it should be able to do the burdock root. Kiri, if I eat apples, burdock, etc., will I become really strong and able to haul those hay bales without needing a cart? Possibly. I don't know where you are now, but it definitely, those two alone go a long ways towards building up the endurance and reducing the fatigue. So it's more of the amount that you can pull now, you can pull it farther, which has its uses too. Hey, Chris, you're late, but you're here. Hey, David, you're late, but you're here. Skin garnish. I'll drink to that. All right. As most of you know, I'll drink to pretty much anything. Okay, so we talked about apple. We talked about burdock. The next one is ginger. In the eternal question, Ginger or Mary Ann? I'm one of the 10% that went with ginger. She's taller. Okay, so ginger. It's been shown to increase muscle strength and the overall speed, especially sprint speed. So The mechanism isn't quite known, but we have our ginger. So this is again, in the case of the studies, it was done as a tea. You can buy ginger tea. I like, again, the whole root just shaved up and soaked in hot water. Make, every day or so, I'll make like a half quart jar. I guess that's what a pint jar that's like half shaved ginger and half water, and just let it soak for about 2 days. So I kind of alternate. I have several going. But if you look here, you see these little green nubs here. This is really good because this means that ginger is starting. Where is it? There it is, starting to sprout. So I'm going to plant these so I can increase my supply of ginger, because buying the ginger root does get a little expensive, but it's really, really, really easy to grow, both in a pot, but it ends up being a fairly large plant. So if you can do it outside, I'm going to start these in a pot and then transfer them outside when the risk of frost is past, because they really are a tropical plant. And so they don't do so well when the cold weather comes. But yeah, I get to plant these and increase the amount. You can use just the ground ginger powder, purchased in the seasoning. It's going to have most of the components. I always get a little worried now whenever I buy any herbs, from the store or online, because there was this, this big fake herb scandal that hit about 1.5 years ago. And supposedly they've cracked down quite a bit on the bad herb sellers, but I still, if I can grow it, I'm going to grow it. And luckily ginger is really easy to grow. So like I said, it basically it increases the strength, increases speed, and decreases recovery time. So really, really good there. I posted the scientific link, and plus ginger tastes good. And I see Carrie loves ginger. Cool. Hey, Jackie. Yeah, you're late, but you're here. That's always good. Yeah, Kevin, Mrs. Howell. I actually kind of thought, Kevin, you were going to go with Mr. Howell, but, whatever. I've been wrong about you in the past. Hey, Trish, you're a ginger. That means you're dangerous. I like dangerous. Okay, Kathleen, me too. All right. Hey, Emma. Good to see you here. I hope the new place is going. I miss your hops, though. Okay, what else do we, so Jane, I recently noticed that turmeric root looks a lot like ginger root. Can it also be grown from purchased root, and is it hard to grow? Segue time. So another good plant is turmeric. And for those of you who, I'll just snap this in half. It's a very bright orange plant, and it is in the same family as ginger. Ooh, good smell, good smell. And it is really, really, really easy to grow. I bought these tubers from a local Asian market. And yeah, I do plant them every year. They usually will grow during the summer and get really big. And then I'll dig up, the tubers. And then the problem is they can't handle the cold winter temperatures. And usually any tubers left in the ground will often die, unless you have a really big pile of mulch and stuff over it. So I find it's just easiest to buy tubers from the Asian market, plant some, and eat the others. But like the ginger, it is also possible to just get turmeric tea, which you can then drink. Again, I prefer the entire root. This is a really good seasoning. Usually I'll shave some and sprinkle it on a sandwich or something. It's very potent, and you don't want to use it every day. The main reason is this orange color can end up being very, very staining to teeth enamel. So you want to watch out for that. Let me post this up here. And so, yeah, there's a chemical. Oops, I guess it helps if I hit enter. So there is a chemical called curcumin in turmeric, and it does both, kind of like ginger, where it speeds up the body's ability to harness the sugars present, as well as helping flush out the waste products from the muscles so they don't fatigue as quickly. So really, really good, potent thing, very flavorful. It's used in a lot of Indian cooking. things like that. So, and like I said, the orange color can result in stained teeth. Ice teeth aren't quite stained for that reason. But yeah, it is a good plant to grow, and it does grow really well. It gets big though. The almost like a small banana plant. The shoots can get over 4 feet tall. Has beautiful clusters of a spike of flowers and like big banana leaf type things. So you want to give it some space. Epic, I think it was Epic Gardening or someone, maybe it wasn't Epic Gardening, but there are some good videos on growing turmeric in your garden. And like I said, you want to wait for the as we're entering spring, and plant as many tubers as you can afford, and you will quadruple the number. Loose, rich soil, because the plant grows so big so fast, it does need a lot of nutrients in the soil. So you want to make sure you've mixed in some like cow manure or things like that, or a lot of mulch in with the soil beforehand, like several weeks beforehand, so it's time to kind of decompose and nutritionalize. Yeah, we'll go with that word. Nutritionalize the soil. And then the resulting tubers that grow will be much bigger and better for you. Okay, yeah, Jane, it was a perfect segue. It's like, yeah, I did not pay Jane to bring that question up, but it worked out well. Yeah, Trish, you can grow both the ginger and the turmeric inside. The bigger the pot, the better. The more sun, the better. So really, to maximize it, you want it outside, because these things do get really, really big. Yeah, Wade. Yeah, Kevin. Party on, Wade. Party on, Kevin. Yeah. You want to grow these things. Let's see. Stacy. Well, drinking golden milk every day stain teeth enamel. I would watch out. I would not drink it every day. I would at least wait a day in between, and just kind of keep an eye on things. Probably want to use a peroxide-based toothpaste too to help remove the stains and keep the stains from building up on the teeth. So that will help. But yeah, just be careful, because that's a big complaint with turmeric, is that people who overdose on it basically end up with funky colored teeth. Yep, Paul, you are absolutely right. Yeah, rabbit poop is good. Chicken poop, for amending, but those, especially the fresher poops, the hot poops. Sorry, it just amused me. Yeah, the hot manure, you want to give time to break down and cool off. Hot being really high in nitrogen, so something to keep in mind. And so I'm really disappointed, of course. So let me just do this here for a second. No Merriwether. She's not here. Well, she's here. She's running back and forth. She's working on some college application things and other school type stuff that is really important. Okay, let's see. So Stacey, I add black pepper to my golden tea because I've read it's helped activate the curcumin. Yes. So Stacey, the black pepper, one of the benefits is it does make the components or the curcumin more bioavailable in the body. So it improves the absorption of it. So yes, adding some black pepper to it is good. Just a side note, there are a lot of nutritional supplements out there that contain really good herbs and stuff like that, but don't necessarily contain the other things you need to maximize the absorption of those things. So in the end, you just have really expensive poop. We talk about poop a lot here. So one of the things that Medicine Man Plant Company, the supplements that I'll be designing, they will include not only the plants, that give you the powers we're trying to give you, but they'll also include plants that will help with the release and improve the body's ability to absorb and use those compounds. So really, really exciting. What else do we have? So, and I don't have the sample here because it's up by where I work out, up in the my bedroom, where the treadmill and equipment and stuff is. But peppermint, in this case, the essential oils of peppermint, the inhalation of peppermint has been found to increase the overall ability of your lungs to absorb oxygen. So the scent of peppermint increases the amount of oxygen you can take into your body. Really awesome. Because again, when you're working out, you need the oxygen to burn the sugar to power the muscles to work out. Sorry, Merriwether just, I don't know what she did, but she did it quickly. She's like, I think she's stealing my vest. Okay, whatever. Still, I will miss them if they're not here this summer. Yeah, so peppermint, the smelling of peppermint, like I said, increases the lung capacity to absorb oxygen. Again, I'm not exactly sure on the mechanism or how it works, but again, I posted the link to some of the research to show what's going on. So something you can do, you can either like if you're working out at home, have an essential oil diffuser in your workout room that just kind of adds the smell of peppermint to the air. Or you can make a really hot cup of peppermint tea and just put it there near the where you're working out so you can smell the stuff. You can take some of the essential oil, dilute it a little, and dab it on like your bandana or your sweat rag or your shirt, or rub it into your mustache if you're the type of person that has a minty candy mustache. But yeah, having the odor of peppermint around while you're working out, like I said, it improves the ability to absorb oxygen. And like I said, you need the oxygen to burn the sugars that is powering your muscles. So yeah, more oxygen, more power. Kind of like in a car. So, okay. Oh, I like this. Anna says, new game, every time you say poop, drink. So I guess I have to drink. All right. So their mom has talent. Cool. Yes, their moms are very talented. Okay, you might have just heard me say their moms. And we drink. Just for those of you who don't know, their souls are ours, but their parents were not me and my wife. We were blessed to have alternative ways of acquiring children. Okay. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I just told them you all were adopted. It's kind of funny if you look through the Vorderbruggen history and family tree. There's a lot of adoption in it because our genes are just so powerful that we have to dilute them, or else we will just take over the world. Okay, cool. Henry, will that help with the asthma? Peppermint will help some, but really, the inhaler, if you're having an asthma attack, yeah, smell a mint candy or something, but also have that inhaler there. So remember, the asthma attack, a lot of times it's the sealing and swelling of the bronchial tubes and parts of your heart. So I can't guarantee that the mechanism by which the peppermint increases the oxygen ability or oxygen intake will work while that swelling and inflammation is going on. Worth trying, but definitely keep the rescue inhaler stuff available too. I got the best girls. All three of them. Mom, daughter, and daughter. You choose wisely. Yes. I had no choice in the matter. The Chinese government assigned, but we were blessed. And drank even though there's not poop. Okay. Yeah, so peppermint, you just have the scent of peppermint around where you're working. Okay, another one I don't have now. I don't have a picture or whatever of it, but ginseng. So the Asian ginseng, that's the one where most of the studies are done. I have a feeling the American or North American ginseng has a lot of the same chemistry, so it probably has a lot of the same ability. But the Asian ginseng, taken as a aqueous extract, so tea, the ginseng tea, has been shown to, I'm going to make sure here. Okay, yeah. So improve muscle strength, improve oxygen uptake, and improve endurance. So I think the endurance is in a large part by increasing the oxygen. So you have the oxygen present to, soon as the body finds one of the sugar, one of the M&Ms amongst the pebbles. For those of you who were here from the beginning know what I'm talking about. Those of you who turned in later probably don't. But long story short, having more oxygen present from the ginseng, you can more readily, react the sugars in your muscles that you need for power. So the Asian ginseng, as far as a comparison between it and peppermint, reading through the scientific literature, they really seem kind of equal. So go with whatever you prefer. The Asian ginseng, it does kind of have a an acquired taste. It's kind of woody flavored, but really, if you like the taste of burdock, you won't mind the ginseng. So think of it that way. But go ahead, try some ginseng tea, try the peppermint in your workout room, and see which works for you. Because remember, everyone has different biochemistry, and a particular plant that works for one may not work as well as a different plant. So try these things and see if you notice an improvement. They said you want to try them, approximately an hour before you're starting to work out, hour and a half, and maybe a quick little dose again just before you start, just to maximize the availability of it in your body, in your cells to do what it's supposed to be doing. But yeah, the Asian ginseng, and again, you can buy the tea online. You might even be able to buy it in like HEB and some of the I'm sure at Whole Foods they have it. They got everything there, herbal shops, anything like that. But yeah, the ginseng tea has been shown to increase the overall strength, so like you can lift more and you can do it longer. So winner, good thing. My husband wants to know if using peppermint in high altitude while elk hunting will scare the elk away. I would assume so. I've never been able to go elk hunting. I'm assuming it's like hunting really big deer. I'm assuming the elk are a little less skittish than deer, but probably towards the end of the hunting season, they're going to be just as skittish, and any sort of unusual or unnatural smells might cause them to skedaddle. I believe that's what it's called when an elk runs quickly, is skedaddling. So, Trish, yeah, you weren't here at the beginning. So just to recap what I'm drinking. So what I'm drinking is my after-workout tonic, which consists of pickle juice for replacing the electrolytes and the salt, tonic water with real quinine, because I have a problem with leg cramps, and the quinine helps block them from occurring, and topped off with a shot of chartreuse. Like I said, chartreuse, it has over 130 alpine herbs in it, and so that's a secret list. No one other than the monks who make this know what those herbs are, but I figure there's got to be something in there that will help. So, ching ching. But yeah, the chartreuse, it's potent. Okay. Chad, cut 1 inch of ginger and boil it. I'm assuming you're talking about making ginger tea, like we talked about earlier. Okay. Question or request from you all. When you are posting a question, since I don't see it while I'm talking, if you use pronouns like they or it, I may not know what you're talking about. So when you're asking a question, if you can include the name of the plant that you're asking about, it makes it a lot easier for me to answer that. So just something to make life easier for me and for you all. Wow, 48 minutes already. Okay, so next, let's go back to giving you the power you need to survive the zombie apocalypse. Here's a lovely one. Caffeine. So taking caffeine before a workout, say in the form of a tea or coffee, or noshing on some coffee beans, or I don't have it here. The Uncommon Bees buzzed honey, something like that. But the caffeine also affects your endurance and sprinting speed. So very useful there. If you know you're going to have to run really fast and really far from something, it's good to have some sort of dose of caffeine beforehand. Speaking of running back and forth, maybe she's working out. I don't know. You should be working on the college stuff. Okay, sorry for that interruption. But those of you with kids know how confusing they can be in their life choices and just their general movements. Okay, yeah, so a bit of caffeine, especially if you're going to be working on a treadmill or running or jogging or anything like that. A lot of it, from what I read in the articles and so forth, they think it's partially due to just a general mood enhancement. You're feeling stimulated, you're feeling energetic, you're feeling good, and so it helps you accomplish more physically. One thing in reading the articles, what really helps is if you don't have the caffeine that day until just before you're working out. So if you're the type that has, 6 cups of coffee in the morning, and then you're going to work out in the afternoon and have some more coffee then or caffeine then, it's not going to give you the same boost as if that's the only caffeine you have during the day and you have it just before working out. So something to keep in mind. If you're trying to wean yourself off caffeine, off coffee, don't just try and move it to a different time of day. That being said, in my case, I work out in the evenings, so I usually try not to have caffeine, but I'm okay with that. I should say I try not to have caffeine, after about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because I already don't sleep, and the thought of not sleeping even more makes my doctor get really frowny and Mrs. Weather get really frowny. So I had to promise them that, I'll limit my caffeine intake to the hours of like 4 a.m. to noon. So there's that. I figure if I have to be running from something in the middle of the night, I'm ready to go. Well, late morning, not middle of night. Okay, quick check of the questions. And peppermint and ginseng tea together. Yeah, Stephanie, a combination of peppermint and ginseng tea would actually be really good. Keep in mind with the peppermint, a lot of it is due to the inhalation of it, but from a hot tea, you're going to get that. If you have your water bottle during the workout, have the peppermint ginger mixture in there. That will help. Okay, yeah, David, Hong Kong food market, good source for a lot of these things. The burdock root, the ginger, the turmeric, all those sort of things. Stacy Moore, we have the same glasses. I think that's time to drink. Now, we've had these glasses since Mrs. Weather and I got married almost 22 years ago. Kind of exciting. We don't have as many as we started with, but we still have enough where I can have it here. Okay. Caffeine, if you're the type that works out in the morning in particular, that's going to help you out there. Okay. Another thing, and I actually do have my sample here. Where did it go? Oh, yeah. So the cayenne peppers, the capsaicin, the hot molecule in the cayenne peppers and hot peppers in general, it doesn't have to be cayenne. It just has to be any of the hot peppers. Those help break down the waste products inside your body. Again, making it smaller, getting it out of the way, basically. So it helps flush the waste products, helps increase blood flow. And by increasing the blood flow, and I want to make sure I got this right here, Actually, I don't mention that here, but you know how you get flushed when you eat something hot? A couple of things that's going on. One, you got blood coming to the surface of the skin, so it's releasing heat. When you're flushed, your body thinks you're overheating, and so it's going to make you sweat, and it's going to turn your skin into giant heat-losing radiators. And so by reducing your body temperature, you're not going to overheat, so you can keep going longer and stronger. Just a minute, Paul. I will get to your question in a second. I just wanted to, yeah. So the other thing, well, so it helps break down the lipids. Lipids are fatty acids that again cause the muscle pain and inflammation that occurs when you work out. So it helps get that out of your muscles, so you can again keep going longer. So it helps you, it helps you sweat, helps you lose heat more quickly, or helps you lose the heat you're generating while you're working out really hard. And so those combinations help you go stronger. As far as doing it, I mean, take an eighth of a teaspoon or something like that. Just chug it down. Add it to your tea. I will say cayenne pepper and ginger tea is an experience to try. Whether you keep trying it after that remains to be seen, but it is kind of a unique mixture. But the hot peppers, I mean, if nothing else, just eat a hot pepper, little chili piquin or something like that. But you want to get the hot molecules in your body to fire it up, so your body can, like I said, dispel the waste heat, break down the waste products more quickly, thereby increasing the overall strength and endurance. Brother Paul, and when I say Brother Paul, I mean, yeah, he's my actual biological brother, no adoption or anything like that, asking if caffeine dehydrates you. Caffeine is a mild diuretic, so it does make you pee, but during working out, you should be drinking anyway. So it's pretty easy, if you're doing it right, to stay hydrated. So John Mark Aldrich Stroder, I also heard that eating spicy pepper things makes you happy. Yeah. That burning tongue sensation and all that, it actually releases the endorphins, the pleasure molecules of the brain. Not everyone gets the same sort of release from it, but those of you who really enjoy it, yeah, that's what it's doing. The heat, it's a cathartic. It basically triggers all sorts of brain chemicals, including the endorphins, which make you feel good. Oh yeah, there's lots of other benefits from cayenne peppers, but in this case, like I said, we're talking about the powering up. Wow, 8:57. Okay, last one, and then we'll come to a close here. So ginkgo, and this is again one where most likely you would get the ginkgo tea from like an Asian market or online. Did it come up? Okay, yeah. So in this case, we are again talking about an actual tea, and one of its properties is increasing blood flow throughout the body. And with the more blood flowing, you get more oxygen delivered to your cells and a quicker flushing away of the waste products. It increases the endurance and strength, especially if it's used in like the peppermint. So with the peppermint, remember, you're increasing the amount of oxygen you can get into your lungs. So your blood then will be super oxygenated and quickly flowing through your body due to the ginkgo. So great combination there, the peppermint and ginkgo sort of thing. Okay. Wedding gift. Those of you who were married 22 years ago probably have a stack of these somewhere. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, so your brother told you that black pepper doesn't digest and stays in your body. Bullshit. And drink. Sorry, kids. Ignore that last word. So, no, your body, it's not going to stay in your body. What gets absorbed in your body will eventually be broken down by the liver What doesn't get absorbed by your body will pass out in your poop. This is seriously going to be a Merriwether's World drinking game. BS. And keep in mind, in like black pepper or really anything, we're talking, thousands of different compounds. So yeah. Okay, wow. It is 8:59. I've been talking and drinking and all this for an hour. So I'm going to come to a close because I still have lots to do tonight. But hopefully, as ever, hopefully you found these useful. I'm hoping you are sharing this information with others, ideally by sending them links and inviting them to join along or hosting live watch parties or something like that. Because the more viewers, the more support that Foraging Texas gets. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, those of you who shared and, all the other comments. I love the comments and the questions and all that. That's one of the really great things about this is, again, helping know what people want to know, and exciting. Okay, so on that, wow, 12 comments. Jane Kelly Martin. Yeah, there's a drinking game. So just for those of you tuning in late, we've invented a new drinking game here at Merriwether's World. Every time the word poop or a poop-related word appears, you drink. So that'd be 2 there. So a happy colon is a healthy colon. A clear colon is a happy colon. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. All right, people. At that point, I'm going to shut this down. Good night. And we stop.